Hi guys, hope you're all well. Terry James here, better known as Bretsy. I just wanted to come out today. It's the day after the TENS campaign is finished. Well, maybe I was a bit shouty there, wasn't I? I've got a microphone just here, so I don't really need to shout. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up that so anyone can ask me a question. Basically, I wanted to talk about where I was when we started this challenge. First of all, thank you for anyone that got involved. I know a few people in a private group that I talked to. Anyone that's sort of been getting involved or been watching along that hasn't been kind of engaging, great, well done. Don't be afraid to throw a message or a comment. And I've just asked me a question on this live feed as well, so you're more than welcome to, or just enjoy. You can admire from afar or just in joining any of the activities or anything that we do. That is great. So where was I 10 days ago? It actually starts probably 20 days ago off the back of another challenge. And I was feeling a bit stressed with what was going on at home at the time. The building work was almost finished with the room behind me there. There's some stuff in the garden needed doing. It was stressful. It was pretty stressful. Had a lot of stuff going on with digital marketing stuff, with challenges and with new team members coming on board and new people wanting to learn about the opportunity. So that was great. I also had a lot of things going on in and out of the house. So it was hard to stress and what have you. And what happened was I went away for a few days just to reset my head, clear myself. And that was when I was up in the Midlands and I was staying with a colleague. And what happened, I started doing these like 10-minute little workouts, but I was talking about doing the TENS challenge, the TENS campaign. And the reason I wanted to do it was because I wanted to, I personally, I don't deal with stress very well, which is quite funny because of doing the therapies and the mindset coaching. Sometimes even I'm not able to keep it on point all the time. And I tell you what, it's stress is the trigger, really. Stress is the key to understanding or being able to let go of certain things and not have that stress so that you can sleep better. I notice basically if I'm not kind of high vibing and full of energy, I really need to look at what's stressing me out. And the big thing with me is sleep. If I know that I'm not sleeping great or finding it hard to go to sleep and having to do extra hypnosis, extra meditations, or even sometimes I've had it where I'll sit up all night just doing like meditations and stuff, which is great because it's replicating REM sleep. It's practicing to let go of thought, and it's as good as getting sleep without actual sleep. I've actually done it before after I had my neck operation for my spinal cord. I hadn't gone to sleep and I didn't want to take all their drugs and their sleeping pills and stuff. And I just did about 4 hours of meditation. They let me out the next day and I was right as rain. I was knackered for a few days, granted. So I realized that I needed to get away. I needed to kind of reset ground and start doing some things differently because it wasn't working for me. So I thought, brilliant, do a challenge based around what you need. And so let's run through, what was it, a 10-minute workout every day. I mean, I love doing the challenges where I'm doing 40-minute workouts or going to the gym. But unfortunately, I'm a terrible one for keeping myself accountable. And I'm a terrible one for if I fall out of a routine. I mean, I used to get up really early in the morning and then go straight to the gym, go to the gym, swim, and then go to work. Or I would, it would be on the way home. So I'm really good at getting into routines, but when things aren't that settled, I can fall into a habitual trap of being a bit scatty. So doing these challenges with other people is great. Doing one for myself or kind of hosting one, but it not being like an official big thing with lots of people involved and lots of graphics and lots of like set out times and trainings, that would have really made me feel uncomfortable. So I wanted to just get some of the routines that I've been doing during lockdown from other challenges nailed down. I wanted to add in a few more. I basically, because of the stress element, I wanted to go back. A colleague of mine that works online said, well, what was you doing when you had the most success or the most happy time in your, say, online marketing business. What was you doing? And I was like, well, my dog just died. I was completely on my own. I was really in flow. I was working really hard. I was basically promoting challenges. I was writing ads, talking to people, getting new people involved, and giving them the information so that they could look into having a future-proof, recession-proof online business to make money, which will replace their day job in the future. And it went really well. I had like 70, 80 people come into this challenge, and then at the end was probably like 15 people still involved. So that was really good. And so it was like, okay, let's replicate that. What was you doing? So I was like, okay, so get myself away, get myself on my own. I was working out every day. So that's why the daily tasks was easy for me to say, right, 10-minute workout, because that way other people will get involved. Plus 10 minutes impact. If I get used to just doing that 10 minutes, it's really, really easy to do. However, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I didn't have to do lives of it, but I kind of was harsh on myself and was like, you got to do it. Also, by me doing it live, I do it properly. If I was to do it by myself, like at the gym, and I get to say, I'm going to do 20 and I get to 18, and well, it's really hard today, I'll just stop. That's why in the past I've had personal trainers for that accountability, just to get me to push that little bit extra further, that you don't push on your own without support. So I know that even if I'm coaching or working with someone as a client, I've got people, friends, colleagues, even like leaders and mentors and stuff that will push and poke me. So no one's kind of gets out of jail with this stuff. It's all, we all need a little coaching, a little push. Everybody can do with a coach, even coaches. Coaches have coaches, even in business or in personal life. Having someone that isn't your friend or isn't a family member that can talk to you about stuff that you care about, what resonates with you, or what's going to help you to improve, super important, and more people should do it. And what's happened within this COVID, a lot more people have started to wake up and open their eyes a bit more to things like holistic practices, to not being completely kind of in a remit where they're programmed and working 9 till 5 or shift, and this is the only way it has to be. People are starting to realize that actually this isn't the only way. The only way isn't going to school, getting a job, getting married, getting a mortgage, getting in debt for the rest of your life, being stressed out, not seeing your kids enough, not falling out of love because you're basically married to a job rather than a relationship, and then you're working so that you can pay for all the other things, and it just is shearing, and breaks up relationships and stuff. So that's why it's very, very important, these routines. And so that you have self stuff going on. So doing these challenges is very much about selfless or being selfish or doing stuff that's going to put you first. Really, really important. So that's why the 10-minute workout, which should be more, it is essentially a warm up. So then that's why I threw in a 10-minute bike ride or walk. So what does that do for me? That's just about getting out into nature. And again, moving your body. So if I was feeling stressed, I needed to do more of the things that were going to help me raise my vibration of things that I loved. And one of the things when Doobie first moved on was I was going to the woods for a couple of hours every day and doing meditating, breath work, weather very much similar to as it is now, which was weird because it was a March, wasn't it? But really, really good. 10 minutes meditation I'll put on their day, because I personally listen to delta waves, hypnosis audios at night time and through the night. If I wake up or whatever, I'll just flick it back on again. And in the morning I listen to affirmations, motivational education on YouTube. Have the ones that I listen to over and over again, because if you listen to the same ones over again, it's actually more powerful, and then you can change what you're doing depending on where you are. As in, if you're feeling stressed, have meditations about letting go. If you're needing to feel empowered because you've got a challenge or you've got something coming up, then have something that's going to make you feel more strong and more powerful. So whether you're ever changing and evolving, change things up to suit and help you level up to where you need to be. Really, really powerful. No alcohol. No alcohol is really, really easy for me these days. Drinking 2-3 litres of water. Sometimes it's easy not to. I pretty much would always have maybe about 4 or 5 of those, which I think it's pretty much got me covered. And then I have my shake as well. I haven't drunk it quick enough and it's split. It is nice. Don't worry about my face I'm pulling. So, gratitude and affirmations. Sometimes when, well, the thing I say to people is that sometimes when you feel like quitting, remember where you started. And I remember this very much so in relationships. You know, you can very much like sort of despise each other, but then you can go back to the beginning and think, well, what was it? You know, that's probably a very blokey thing. Maybe not a woman thing, but very much a blokey thing. I was surprised while my phone's making tones when I normally have it all on silent. I thought that out. It's weird. Don't let the kids use my phone to play games. That's why. The joys. So, yeah, I realised that the affirmations I do every day, and I've got lots and lots of them, and I realised that where I sometimes just read through the whole lot, that might not be serving me as well. So I thought, okay, just pick out the ones which are really relevant for now to help me move to the next level. And gratitude's really something that I think is the main thing I wasn't doing enough of. You know, it's very stressful around the house, and it's very different for all of us. You know, the thing is the intention that we have is all the same. And my why is very much family based. A lot of my, not traumas as such, but a lot of my childhood or things that have happened. I haven't had bad things per se happen to me. I haven't got an amazing story to tell, but I have been a lost boy. And I thought, okay, I'm nearly 40 years old, and I was like, well, I'd read somewhere that men are more have their muchness in their 40s, and that the way our brain cycles work, that men come to, you have like 3 or 4 shifts in your lifetime, and men come to their last shift at the end of their 30s, around 40. If you depending on where you are in life, if you haven't got to a decent place by then, well, I kind of thought, I'm fucked. Because you're not going to, you can kind of basically going to stay there. So I was like, oh, really, really important for me to understand myself more and to become the best version of myself. So I knew very much I had an attachment towards the whole family side of things. I want them to be safe. I want them to be happy. I want the best for them. I want them to be the best versions of themselves. Again, with women, it's very different for blokes. Emotional attachment, especially to children and what have you, is different. It is just different. You know, I kind of was speaking about my family, the women, the matriarch, and my sister being, you know, the leader of her pack, as it were, her tribe. They're giving all the time and trying to give for everyone else. So that a lot of the time they're going to have their own limiting beliefs, which we all have, that not good enough and that kind of thing. But I'm very much one for like now for saying, yeah, that's all well and good, giving, but not at the cost of yourself. Different with your children as well, because you know it's very unconditional, but also within the learning process of the children to let them appreciate you. Because if you're allowing them not to appreciate you, I mean, this is just in general I'm talking now. If you don't allow them to appreciate you for what you're doing, it's going to ruin your energy around it. But also, it doesn't say much for your self-worth and self-esteem and that self-love and care for yourself if you're not making sure that you're filling up your own cup at times and getting the best out of life and the resources around you, so that then you can serve yourself and then serve others better. And I realised that there'd been a lot of blaming going on, and I was like, okay, well, that's wrong. I've fallen into a trap of thinking about what I don't want. I've fallen into a trap of blaming and getting into victim mentality, and that's, in a nutshell, the whole. You're the average of the 5 people you hang around. So if you look around who you're hanging around, are they high vibing people? Are they depressed people? You know, where are they at, and where do you want to be at? It's really, really important. Really, really difficult with family as well, because that's the one thing we don't have as much control over. because we don't choose our family, and we love them unconditionally, and we want the best for them, and we are bastards to each other. Families, we'll support each other when we're down, but we're not really got each other's back. Then we'll badmouth each other in families. Happens all the time because we drive each other mad, but then we're the first people to stand there and help. So it's really, really dysfunctional, and it's okay, and it's great that that 85% of families are dysfunctional. So I'm not the only one, and nor are you. So post update online, really, really easy. Just post an update. Accountability, very important with what I'm doing to do that. Right, now we're going to get into the 10 conversations of follow up. So this is going to give you a little more indication about what I'm doing. So I'm moving to Spain next week, and I'm going to be getting in contact with people. And when I left there, I was I suppose, bar owner, party boy, bar manager. Now very, very different. So I'll be moving in different circles, but I've got, some of my closest friends, unconditional love, lifetime friends are there, and they're very, very supportive in whatever I do. More supportive than people that I've known longer sometimes. So that's lovely, and it's nice to be able to go back out there and spend some time with them. So I was saying about 10 new conversations. Well, the conversation I'm trying to have with people is to just share the opportunity. I go on sometimes about water and what have you. Well, I discovered an opportunity looking for marketing for the holistic coaching mindset to help people, clients, and to get clients. And I found a community of online entrepreneurs that worked with products, high-end products, doing affiliate marketing. Well, I wasn't interested in that at the time. I thought, it's a scam. Another thing that I'm going to get into that's going to come to nothing. Because I've done a lot of them over the time. I've been lots of different jobs. I've, mastered a few jobs and got qualifications, and then I've just got bored. I want to do something else all the time. And it's crazy because even like last year, I was doing health and fitness. I did personal training courses, nutrition, started a fitness club, started doing video lives and things like that, and setting up payment systems and things like that online. And then in the end, I ended up walking away because I was doing the hypnotherapy, the coaching, and then this new affiliate marketing. It's just too much. I couldn't do posting online about charity stuff, mental health, about fitness and wellness, and doing about hypnotherapy, and then start talking about drinking water wealth, and about water knowledge. Do you know what's in your water? We're always talking about nutrition and what we're doing with our bodies and with our minds, but the number one thing is, say like 70% of our body is made out of water, 80% of our brains are. And we're not focused enough on what we're putting in fluid-wise into our bodies. People drinking Coca-Cola, squashes, sodas, everything, fizzy, acidic, really bad for you. So you could imagine yourself walking around full up to here with Coca-Cola, where your body's got to then process all that. So that really aligned with me. And of course, this whole working online, doing videos, talking, beforehand, I didn't really think I'd had anything to talk about. But now, because of what I'm into and what I study, I know that there's a lot of really, really good information I can help people with. And I feel at my best when I'm giving back. So having 10 new conversations with people is about me basically attracting people that are looking or seeking change, attracting people that want to go on a self-development journey, attracting people that have just sort of realized that this ain't working for them anymore. This whole working, I've done it myself, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week just to make ends meet, being in debt. I am in debt. If I'm hands up, I can't lie to you, I'm an honest man. But this is where the strength coming out of adversity, the pain that came out of my debt. I ran away from my debt for 10 years in Spain, not only because of that. But one of the reasons I certainly wasn't going to come back. And when I came back, they were all there. They hadn't gone anywhere. So rather than me now knowing what I know now about mindsets, I'm focusing on debt. Debt doesn't matter if I'm paying the debt, not paying the debt. As long as I'm focusing on debt, I'm always going to have debt. So I did a debt IVA, insolvency thing. which was a wise move to make, because then I wasn't going to stress about it. I'm not focused on debt. Now I'm focused on prosperity and abundance. And there is no debt because it's taken care of. So that's the wise thing to do. That's the grown-up thing to do. So this is as much about putting the boy to bed and becoming the man, because I'm in the family home. I've got the family's energy around. Of course, I was the youngest. I've got kids around as well. So, there's a lot of energies around, and I'm very, very aware of that. And sometimes when you argue with family, you can fall back into habitual traits of being like childlike, So I've literally found myself arguing with my mum and sister a couple of times, like it's a flashback from when I was 14, 15 years old, standing in the same kitchen, saying the same things, saying, do you know what I mean? It's just not good. So I was like, whoa, this needs to change. So helping other people really, really helps in that change. Having new conversations with people that are either just wanting a little help with mindset stuff, or they're lost, or having that opportunity for them to awaken, to snap, to start helping themselves. Super, super powerful. And it's your time when it's your time, and when you know. That's all I can say, really. So that's what the 10 new conversations is about, because I'll message people a few days after their birthdays saying, hi, sorry, I forgot your birthday. So it is a strategy, and there is stuff going on in the background, like I do a lot of the health and the wellness stuff because of that resonates, and it's important for me. But it's really important for me to have that in common with other people, because that's for my own gains. I know it makes me feel so much better in myself. I still have a thing, and it's something that we sometimes play with NLP with other coaches and colleagues of mine, about me looking in the mirror and seeing a fat, ugly man standing behind. They're probably always going to be ugly, right? But but the fat, ugly man. Whereas when you're vibing high, like when you see a photo and one bit of a photo, one photo in the same, could be in the same party or something. One photo you look like shite, another photo you look brilliant. A lot of that's to do with vibes, angles, lighting, that kind of thing. So, and we're all quite vain with that, because we all want to be liked. We all want to be loved. But the thing is we got to start with self-love. So the whole follow-up catch-up was because if I'm having 10 new conversations every day, a couple of people might reply. So the next day I really need to follow and catch them up, have conversations. And then, I can quite easily drop into a conversation about mindset stuff, or I'm going back to Spain. I lived there before. I've done this, I've done that, and then show interest in someone else and what they're doing with their lives. So that's why. And then what is it then that I'm actually hoping to achieve? I'm hoping for people to live their best lives. I'm hoping for people to discover, like I have, a product that people need in their lives that, to be honest, it will be like the new trend kitchen appliance. I remember years ago growing up, and there being these Kirby Huber people knocking on the doors, and then you'd have other people coming around trying to sell stuff like old school door-to-door sales, knocking offline sales, that's called now, because online sales, it's just a case of writing ads and people then message you saying, hi, what is it you do? But basically the Water Wealth is about a company that produce water machines, which is like miracle water. It's the best water on the planet for you to drink. It's micro clustered. It's electrically charged. So it's really, really good for your body and your cells. It's got all the minerals and the minerals put in that you need. It's got the metals and the farmers and the chemicals all taken out of the water. It can do different types of water, from whether you're cleaning up a wound on your neck because you've had an operation, to the sty on my nephew's eye. I'm spraying a certain type of water, 2.5 water on it, which is like antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal. You've got to be careful not to make outlandish claims, but it is what it is, and it works. Even down to using the water to clean the vegetables and the fruit for the pesticides off. The pesticides, by the way, that are still on your organic fruit. Do you know what I mean? There's so many things that I kind of know, I'm aware of, which I'm helping to helping the world, really, helping to save the world, because by saving people, we make better decisions, we have better lives, and we live happier. That's essentially what we're here for, to live the best lives we can, to live in a higher state, vibing, higher state of consciousness. So that means that we've got to love ourselves. We've got to put the best into ourselves. We've got our mind, our body, physically moving, interacting with others, being positive, thinking positively. It's all really, really important stuff, guys. So I love my water. I've actually bought another machine because I'm going to go traveling with it. So I'm going to go around to other people when I'm going to be in Spain, and I'm going to talk to people that got wellness health centers and that. I'm going to talk to them about the mindfulness stuff, the digital entrepreneurship, how I'm helping people, how I'm involved with a community, nearly 2,000 people of like-minded, self-development driven human beings from all over the planet that care about their self-development, care about the planet, want to better themselves, earn a safe, future-proof, recession-proof income, doing something they love on their terms. It's called a freedom lifestyle, whether it be location, financial, or time. You can have it, and that is Kangen life. So you want to know anything about that, just hook me up at some time. Reading 10 pages of the book or for 10 minutes, really, really important, because again, love yourself by developing yourself. By me, I haven't done it enough. I'm probably 20 odd pages short. But all of these things are things that, yes, I can do. When I go to Spain, I don't want to fall into a trap. I don't want to be drinking alcohol. I don't want to be going out like that. That's not what I'm going for. So I think it's a very big test for me, because it's easy to fall back into habits. Bring on the challenge, I say. Boom. So I'm going to be working out more. We'll be going out on bike rides and that with my friends, going down the beach, doing that kind of thing, doing the meditations and stuff. I'll do lives. I can do meditation on the beach. I can just let go. It's going to be awesome. Drinking the water, I've got my water machine with me. I can share the water. What I've done the last few days, guys, I'll be completely honest with you, because I was stuck in my head. And if you're stuck in your head, you're dead. You got to let it go. And I thought, okay, so I'm doing this challenge, and I've got to do these lives, keeps me accountable. And I found it hard, like in my head, because I knew I started off not in the best place, because I'd slipped on some of my self-development stuff, had some stress in my life, and wasn't dealing with it properly. So I had to slow up and not stop, but slow down, so that my perception comes in close to me. I can see everything happening around me, and then I can pick up and see what I'm doing and change things. And I did kind of know it was the gratitude bit was the bit I was lacking. So what did I do? I went right back to the beginning. I thought to myself, okay, Brexy, what do you do? I went, what do you, and whenever I get stuck like this, I either say there's Terry in front of me, because there's, fighting with each other. Do I, don't I? And I take me out of it. And I sit there on my, like I'm at a lifeguard at the beach or something. And I sit there and I listen and I say, okay, what have these two things got in common? What do they both want? And can I merge the two? Because there's no good and there's no bad. There's a bit of both in everything. So let's get the good out of both, merge it together and see where I'm at. And I thought to myself, and I say this as well, and I say this to clients all the time, what would I say? Or go to yourself in when you've got what you want, or the successful you in 5 years' time, and then say to yourself, what would you on that day tell me today to push me, to get me there quicker? Super powerful, because that's using your intuition. It's a high state of consciousness. You've got to think about it, and there's no bullshit. There's no room for bullshit when you do that. Completely forgot where I was at. Keeping yourself accountable. So I basically turned around and said, what would I tell me? What would I tell someone I was working with? And I was like, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning where you started. Okay, so where would that be? I actually went right back and did a couple of things that I hadn't done. And I thought, I really need to do this, because if I'm going to Spain, this isn't about reinventing. It's just about me being me, the new set point. And being unapologetically confident in what I'm doing. What do I need to do there? What have I forgotten? What do I need to become? What am I not seeing? What have I let go of? And I was like, again, the gratitude. The spirit guides were talking to me, and they were like, da 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 da. And I was listening, and I was open to receive, and I was thanking them. And I said, okay. Not a big one for watching telly these days. If I do, I make sure it's funny stuff. So I sat there and I went on Netflix and I found The Secret. And I thought, okay, I watched The Secret before. Brilliant. And I thought, were you watching it again? So I binged. I did the other day, actually. I treated myself to a binge of Killing Eve. Yesterday, I actually didn't. What's it called? Back to the Future with the boys, which is cool. They never seen it. Crazy. So I treated myself to watching The Secret again. So I've there's one of 3 or 4 books as well. And I thought, okay, cool. So what did I do after that? I was like, well, I need more. So then I watched I Am Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. Awesome. Really, really good. And it made me, the thing is when I watch stuff like that, because of the psychotherapy training and the experience I've got with linguistics and my own passion for like learning more about neuroscience and stuff, the language that people use, I call muggles. Anyone knows Harry Potter, non-magic folk. So people that don't know about the magic, about the secret, about law of attraction, I call them muggles. And muggles don't pick up on certain language that people use, whereas people that have done coaching and master coaching courses do, because it's covered in it. Because it's really important, because you have to study language and the use of our language because of what it does neuroscience wise with our brains for reprogramming and habitual and creating repetition to create new habits, beliefs, where do those beliefs come from, faulty beliefs, programming. Really, really good and juicy juicy stuff. And so I picked up on the language that he was using, Tony Robbins, and I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. So I watched it the very next night as well. So what has this allowed me to do? Well, we started by going back to heal the boy to become the man. And what it allowed me to do was actually start looking at, instead of blaming people for things, which I fall into the trap of doing, start blaming them for the stuff that's good as well. So if you're going to, and try doing this is super, super powerful. One of the most powerful exercises that I've ever came across. So thank you, Tony Robbins. He said, this girl has basically gone, oh yeah, like my husband's a bit like this, and oh, I'm not too happy. And then Tony Robbins turned around and went, how's your relationship with your dad? So, oh, my dad's the most wonderful man in the world. He's done everything for me. He's loving, he's kind, he's supportive, he's all these things. And Tony Robbins just sort of looked around and went, the motherfucker. And everyone was shocked. And he went and treated you like a little princess, didn't he? He went and treated you like a little princess, and everything was done for you and this. And so now that you've grown up, that seriously fucked you up, hasn't it? And I was like, wow. So he basically, his point was saying to this woman and someone else, if you're going to blame people for what they haven't done for you, go and blame them for the things they have done. So, for instance, that just made me look at everything really differently. So instead of looking at, say, like a past relationship example and going, they didn't do this, they made me feel that, start blaming people for the shit they're doing right. Going, yeah, like, I blame you for always being there for me. I blame you. Oh, come over, like I wanted to cry then. Wow, something powerful shifted. Wow. Whew, powerful. Yeah, I blame you for always being there for me, or I blame you for always wanting to do the best by people because you love them unconditionally. Wow, powerful. Can't believe tears are coming. So blame people, guys. It's really blame people for this. If you're going to tarnish people with bad brushes in your life, tarnish them for the good stuff as well. Whew, I can't believe this is happening. It's crazy. But it must be powerful, right? Yeah, I think it's part of my process of letting go, because it's okay to do this. But yeah, blame, if you stop being hard on yourself as well, so that comes to you. So let go of the stuff that you're being harsh on yourself with, and give yourself credit for all the good things that you're doing in your life. Oh, blimey, O'Reilly, don't do that very often, because you are awesome and you're super powerful and you can do anything you put your mind to, and we all can. But you've got to believe there's stuff that goes on around us, whether it be energy and all these different things, that is super powerful. And a lot of people don't understand it. But maybe sometimes it's not for understanding everything, but just go with it. Go with the feeling, and just make sure that your thoughts coincide with those feelings, because whatever you're thinking about can create the feelings. So be so grateful for everything. I'm so grateful for the 14 years I have with my dog, which I'm probably, some of this that's coming out now is to do with that, because I buried it, because I was on my own and I was scared to be on my own at the time. This is why some of this is hard now, because I'm going to Spain next week, but I've never done it on my own because he was always there. And when you've got someone else there, it's the same reason, I think, for Cole, we're really giving myself some therapy today. I think that's why I like doing the challenges, is because I kind of won't hold myself accountable unless it's for someone else, or I'm scared that someone else is going to kind of think bad of me or bollock me for not doing it. And that's kind of having an employee mindset, because to not have an employee mindset is really having a growth mindset, and it's powerful and strong. So on that note, you are not alone, and accountability and support is around everyone. And yeah, it's powerful. And it's one thing that I always was scared of, was being alone. I used to say it to exes all the time, that I don't want to be on my own, or I'm scared of being on my own. So of course, in some kind of cruel or divine way, what happens is because I'm focused on what I don't want, I'm getting it. And that's the secret, guys. Go and see this, go and watch The Secret, and go and be grateful for some stuff. And just know that what you are focused on, you are attracting into your life. So whether that's good or bad, so be really careful. And I fell into this trap. I fell into this trap because I'd had a few arguments. I was unhappy. I was unsure. I didn't feel safe. And it just brought a load of stuff back. And it stems from burying stuff down. So I think I need to let something out, don't I, by all accounts? But that's why I like doing these challenges. It really keeps me accountable. It keeps me moving. It keeps me sharp, keeps me moving forward, even though sometimes that we struggle in our lives and it's hard to move forward because we're not in flow. It means that then we're walking upstream, but we have to keep going. Soon as the available opportunity is there for you, flip on your back, go the path of least resistance, and just float and flow with it. So that's what I'm doing. Life doesn't have to be hard, it's meant to be easy. And so that's why I'm going to go to Spain, to be on my own, so I can do this stuff. I can be around more like-minded people, to go ahead and to share the water and the wealth, the mindset stuff, the living, the lifestyle. And that in a nutshell is why, guys, why the TENS campaign, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And even a little bit about the water and about the digital marketing business as well. Quick note on that is, if people are interested in going online and earning income online as like a side business to build up in the background, which doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing, we've got opportunities. It's not employment. There's opportunities for people to come involved. And all we're ever wanting to do is just share with you what we do. This Sunday, super important. This Sunday is I'm going to put it on there. Oh, let me see. This Sunday live web class. Yeah. How to start a thriving online business. Thriving online business web class. How to start a thriving online business. DM me for details. And limited spots available, as always. I normally get about 30 odd people. So I should be able to, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. Cool. All right, sorry. So yeah, basically this is Sunday. So Sunday, what am I doing? I'm gonna actually be on my way to the airport. So I will be there. I mean, that's the beauty of what I do. I've got my laptop here, so I'm shooting this from my laptop right now, and I can broadcast out across multiple things. Got my phone, and that's no problem at all. I can literally be anywhere, and as long as I've got a Wi-Fi connection, I'm good to go. So yeah, there'll be a live web class. Adam Gately is one of the top leaders, top earners in our community. I'm actually meeting him for a coffee. How annoying is that? Let's wait. See, why is it annoying? Good. I'm glad someone wasn't then going to sit there on a message going, "Hello, I just want to officer." Oh, so funny. So yeah, Adam Gately runs most of the trainings. He's one of the most successful people in our organisation. And he does a lot of the lives, and he's got a great story and a great message to help people, basically. So we let him do his thing. He's very, very good at it. Live webcast, how to start. I didn't actually check that. It's terrible. I could have had spelling mistakes in it. I didn't check it. Never mind. So that'll be about an hour and a half. You'll probably meet Tom and Lilly. Maybe they'll introduce you. Tom and Lilly have been in the business 2-3 years themselves. They're a couple lovely people, genuine people. Doing, we're ordinary people that have got extraordinary tools that we give to other people to help them create a life of freedom, a thriving business and lifestyle. I know when you say it like that, straight away you're like, oh, sounds too good to be true. It's scammy. It's this, it's that. Just take a look. At the end of the day, I yesterday had £1,000 posited into my bank account, and that isn't even my commissions from one sale. That's a part of one sale or one package of products going somewhere, which I don't ship. I don't have anything to do with it. I literally just talk to someone and then give them links, which we've got automatic stuff set up, web pages, different funnels, which basically means like little videos like this. So someone could say, oh, hi, I saw your, like, literally perfect example. Someone sees this and then messaged me saying, can you tell me more? And I went, yeah, sure. First of all, I'm going to qualify this is the right fit for you, because at the end of the day, I'm not just going to work with anybody. And plus, if you're not working or you're skint and you need a job, this isn't the opportunity for you. Once you've got a job, this could be an opportunity for you. You get my drift? So we just qualify basically and then share the information. Say, right, okay, when you've got 60 minutes. And this is what makes me laugh. If people want options or people want help out there, and I've got, let's say I've got 500 people that I'm talking to, and I'm probably saying to 300 or 400 of those people, when have you got 60 minutes to dedicate watching this? And there's always an excuse. And I was that same person. It took me 4 months to watch the web class. No, I haven't got time for that. It's not important. It's not my priority. And then what happened? I watched the web class and thought, shit, I should have watched this 4 months ago. And then I would have started 4 months ago. Or some people look at it and go, yeah, I'm not sure. It's fine. You should always seek out new information, always seek out different options. That's all we're talking about. I mean, that's doing yourself this justice if you don't give yourself the best chance in life to do the best things. So these challenges are to do with mind, fitness, wellness, but you're going to hear me talking about it all the time. The number one thing is thoughts. Everything starts with a thought. We create our reality through our thinking. Now, how do we set ourselves up for the win and have the best feeling thoughts and start observing our minds and being a good coach to ourselves? Well, it's about self-love and about the communication that we have with ourselves, because fundamentally communication and relationships are the keystone to quality of life. And of course, where does that start? It starts with the very first conversation you're ever going to have every morning. It's a conversation with yourself. So daily routines are super important. People that are successful, people that are wealthy people do not always win lotteries and stuff. It's not always down to hard work. Yes, it is down to a lot of hard work, but it's a mindset. Everything is a mindset. I've got someone very close to me that's had a business for many years, and they have worked themselves into a wheelchair. Yet I remember them being told when I was very, 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 very young, if you don't do things differently, you'll be in a wheelchair within 10 years. That was 30 years ago. Not far off it, but they never listened. And I said from a very young age, you should be stepping back and then paying other people to do it for you. Because yes, okay, you might not be earning X amount per hour for you, but if you earn a very small proportion of that, but times it by 10, then you've got the same. And again, it's about mindset, people's mindset, whether it be growth or employed or closed. I didn't realize I've done lots of different jobs, and I grew up without a remarkable story, with two parents, very loving, tried to give everything you want. Nothing they did was ever good enough for me. I felt like I was in the wrong skin. I was jealous of other people, wanted to have the good looking girls, wanted to be the best looking guy. So I lived most of my life sitting there resenting and kind of being guilty in my own shame for not being good enough, because I wasn't as good as everyone else. But through whose eyes? Where did I pick up that training from? So now, what happens now? Now I know it's in my head. Now I know that it's all how you feel. I know some people in my mind that are not particularly nice human beings, but are very confident and are very outgoing. And I just see now, I can imagine all these things I can replay in my head of experiences of times that have gone past when I've noticed stuff. I can now realize how I can interpret the energy different now that I know stuff and I know the feelings. I'm hypo empathic, so that kind of explains why I'd been so moody and mardy as a man growing up and a kid. Now probably makes me in tune with my emotions a bit more. I can't thank enough, really, the fact that the hypnosis and the hypnosis and the meditation for me is an absolute game changer. I love nothing more than just nothing and silence. Cat's coming. Look. I'm gonna miss him. See, that's another thing that's I'm kind of like a little bit apprehensive about. This was kind of like my missus's cat, and no, he's pressing. Don't put your feet on the keyboard, dude. Look, he just tried to touch something. I think he's going to end the broadcast. Bless him. Right, that's so funny. He is literally trying to get involved. But this is my little man. This is Zazzles, and I found him on my doorstep at 4 weeks old with half a tail. The most beautiful cat and the most lovely natured cat I've ever had. I can have little fights with him. I can have conversations with him. He really loved our dog as well. We were like the three musketeers. He'd come for walks with us. Like if I walk down the road now, he'd follow me. Now, sorry, pronounce my words. So leaving him as well is a little bit odd, because I wasn't that asked about him, to be fair. I mean, he was my cat and I love him, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I wasn't very cuddly and that close to him loving wise, because that was me and my boy, Doobie. But once Doobie went, our relationship got so much closer. And so I really, really thank the universe and are grateful to him and grateful for the cat for being there, because life feels very much different place when there's not sentient beings around. When you're completely on your own without anyone, he keeps moving his paw, so I'm going to grab it. It does feel, the energy, the space feels very, very different. So just having him around, following me around, wanting to sit next to me. If I go and sit in the garden, he comes and sits there. Then if I go upstairs, he'll come and sit like outside my bedroom door, or he'll come and just wherever I am and just want to sit on my lap. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's something to be loved, respected, and also something to be duplicated. You need more of that stuff in your life. And so I was thinking, well, if I'm going on my travels, what does that mean for me? What does that mean to him? Not that I'm going to guilt myself too much, but I know that I'm an animal lover and I'm an animal person. So I want that to be something that I'm mindful of in the future as well. But I'm not quite ready to get another dog yet and go traveling with him. So that in a nutshell, before we go down another rabbit hole, is why I wanted to do the 10 daily tasks. Why I wanted to do the Tells 10 campaign. That's why I didn't want to open it up and do it like a huge official challenge. I was trying to bump into the odd celeb or two just to jump on a 10-minute workout with me, just to get more exposure for the mental health awareness side of things, because you are not alone. No one is. We are all connected. We're all connected by this wonderful thing called life, our breath. Our power that we have within each and every one of us is so strong. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go and watch the film The Magic. Pick up a self-development book like The Magic. Go and watch the film The Secret, and then pick up a book like The Magic. It's super powerful. If you feel alone and you're having the whole COVID thing going on, or you're feeling really bad, go out and buy yourself a bloody cat. Honestly, I've known some cats that are assholes, but I've been lucky. All my cats have been absolutely beautiful, friendly creatures. But go out and buy a cat. Give yourself a bit of purpose. Do something fulfilling. Love yourself. Love yourself like a cat does. Go and observe nature. In nature, there's basically everything's living in the now. He is not worried. Look at that face. He is not worried about me leaving on Sunday, is he? Dazzles. He might be worried if I told him I'm leaving. But you just watch them. Ducks is a great one. Ducks in the park, because ducks will just swim around. They'll have a look at each other and then they'll crack on. And that's it. Be like nature, guys. Live in the here and now. Nothing can harm you in the now. So that is really, I suppose, authentically, why everything, why the story, why the challenge. So that's it in a nutshell. Here's to the next one. What we're going to do. Going to get talking about the water a lot more, talking about digital entrepreneurship a lot more, talking about more of the mindset stuff, but maybe I'll be doing that like walking down the beach. Would you like that? Sitting by the pool, doing my exercise, talking about mindset. We're even doing like chapters. If I'm going to be reading more books, I'm going to have a lot more time, because I'm going to have no family or anything around me when I'm out there. So I've got a lot of time for self-healing, for growth. And so, that's exactly what I'm doing it for. It's super powerful. It's super important. It's quite funny, because if I flip these around like that, yeah, love it. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really powerful to behold, to go to that place of no thought, to allow yourself to have a higher state of consciousness, and to give yourself that time, that love. So with that being said, you are awesome. You are super powerful. You have everything inside you need to be happy. Where thoughts go, energy flows. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you want the things in your life that other people don't have, you've got to start doing shit that other people don't do. So are you prepared? Are you prepared to spend a couple of years doing what no one does, so you can live the life, have the things that nobody can? Are you prepared to do that? I am. I sacrificed a lot over the last year. I don't think people realize how much I sacrificed. And I don't see it as a massive sacrifice, because I know what it's going to give me in the future. Sitting there, missing out on meals with the family, not seeing kids on their birthdays, not getting them presents, not being in the position to buy a round of drinks for your friends, not going out and not telling people it's because you don't want to spend any money on that because of what you're doing elsewhere. allowing people to make you feel guilty for not showing up, making people allow you to feel guilty for your energy because you're not doing what's right by them, and they're making you feel selfish for it. All tests, all sacrifices, all lessons. And it's completely up to you to choose whatever you do with your life. You might not get it right every time. You might not get it right at all. You know, some people don't. You know, look at Simon Cowell. He's like living with his mum at 40 years old, bankrupt for something like first or second time. And then look what he done afterwards. So out of our worst pains come the best assets. You turn that pain into power and create adversity, and it's so much more powerful, such a more powerful story than can ever be imagined. So on that note, 55s out. Speak to you all soon, and I hope you've enjoyed the last week. And if there's anything I can do for you, if there's any hints or tips, or you say I really love the videos, or stop doing those long videos, you're a twat, send it me. I don't care. I love the feedback. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. From me, from this guy, toodles noodles. Bless him, and thank you for listening, even though I got emotional. Whoops.